Hello, dear students. In the previous chapter, cell, we had studied about its structure and various organelles which are present in the cell. As we know that cell is known to be as basic unit of life, or we can say that cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. So, in continued with this, today we are starting with the new chapter, tissue. Let's start with its definition. Group of similar or dissimilar cells coordinating to perform a specific function is called tissue, which means group of cell combines and then it forms tissues. Now, as we know that there are various types of cells, in the same way there are various types of tissues like simple tissue and complex tissue. In the simple tissues, group of cells similar in form, structure and embryonic origin which coordinate to perform a specific function is known to be as simple tissues, whereas group of cells different in their structure and origin but coordinate to perform specific function is known to be as complex tissues. By the name itself, we can understand complex means all the cells which are present in the cells are different, and the tissues, simple tissues composed of cells which are all same in their structure and form. Now, let's continued with the chapter. Now, there are various types of cells which includes plant tissues and animal tissues. What is the difference between them? Let's see. Like plant tissues, most plant tissues they are dead, but whereas animal tissues they are living. Generally, supportive functions, so plant tissues they need less maintenance energies, whereas animal tissues they are transportive in function, means their functions are more, so they need more maintenance and more energy. Growth in plants is limited to certain regions only, like we can see it is growth towards the stem, growth towards the apexes or growth towards the roots. But cellular growth is uniform in animals. We can see in animals it grows uniformly in the whole body. Now, mostly fixed in the soil and non-motile except Chlamydomonas and volvox. We have seen all the plants they are fixed to the same position, right? But all the exceptions are there in everything. So, Chlamydomonas and volvox are the plants which are motile, whereas most of the animals they are motile. Motile means these plants or animals which keep on moving, changes their position from one place to another. So, the main characteristics of animal is motion. They move from one place to another, except sponges. Means sponges are fixed to one place. Now, let's study the plant tissue in detail. On the basis of nature of cells, plant tissues are of two types: simple tissues and compound tissues. Let's study the simple tissue in detail. Simple tissues again is of two types: meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. What are meristematic tissues? A tissue in which cells have division power is called meristematic tissue. That means in the meristematic tissues, cells they are continuously dividing, they are showing the power of division. What are its characteristics? The first one is In these tissues, cells are thin-walled, living, and isodiametric. This is telling about the shape of the cell which are present in such tissues. Second characteristics is cells are compactly arranged, have no intercellular spaces. So they are bound, they are close to each other, so they don't have any intercellular space between them. Next characteristic is they have the capability of division throughout their life. As I told you, the main characteristics of meristematic tissue is division power. So they are continuously dividing throughout their life. So we can say that meristematic tissue help in the growth of plant. Now, meristem. What are meristem? In the plant, wherever the meristematic tissues are present are known to be as meristems. So, now types of meristems. On the basis of their location, primary meristematic tissues are of three types, namely apical meristems, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Let's study all these three with the help of diagram. This is the explanation of those meristem. As I told you, meristem is the places where the meristematic tissues are present. So this is the apical region. So that those are known to be as apical meristem, right? Intercalary meristems, second type, which are placed towards the nodes or the bases of the leaves and stems, right? And third type of meristem is lateral meristem, which are present in between the branch, or we can say that duct, right? What are the function of apical meristem? It lies in the apexes of roots and stem. It helps in the longitudinal growth of the plant. Means it helps the longitudinal growth of plant base, apexes and roots, right? So apical growth is done by the apical meristem. Intercalary meristem, it lies at the base of leaves, internodes, right? At the bases of leaves or nodes, right? This region at the base of leaves and nodes, it's an intercalary meristem, and it also helps in the longitudinal growth of the plant. Third type is lateral meristem. It lies at the lateral side. It lies at the lateral side of the roots and stem. It helps in the secondary growth of the plant. That means the vascular bundles which are present here in the region, in the between these region, so it helps in growth of the diameter of the plant, right? So this is all about the types of meristems which are present in the plants. Now next is the permanent tissue. This was all about the simple tissues. Now next start with the second type of plant tissue is the permanent tissue. So in the simple tissues, as we have earlier studied that simple tissues, all the cells are same, right? And they are doing their function, they're coordinating and performing the same function. In the permanent tissues, what are its characteristics? In these tissues, cells are thin or thick-walled, living or dead. These cells have intercellular spaces, whereas we had studied in the meristematic tissues, there are no intercellular spaces. The cells have lost the power of division, right? In the meristematic tissues, the cells are continuously dividing throughout their life. So this is the main point of difference between the meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. So they do not help in the growth, whereas meristematic tissues help in the growth. Now let's study this permanent tissue in detail. Now again, it is of two types, simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. In simple permanent tissues, what does it mean? It is formed of cells similar in structure, origin and function. As we've already discussed about it, that in these tissues all the cells are similar. They are similar in their structure, similar in their origin, and similar in their function. And they are coordinating with each other to perform a same function. Whereas in complex permanent tissues, they are formed of two or more than two types of cells coordinating to perform a specific function. So in complex permanent tissues, it composed of two or more than tissues, two or more than types of cells, but all the cells, they are of different, but they are coordinating and perform the same function. So again, the simple permanent tissues, again it is of three types. Like simple permanent tissue, it is of three types, namely parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. So we will discuss all these three in detail in the next class. So before that, let's do one small assignment. Like first question is, what is tissue? Second question is, what is the difference between plant tissue and animal tissue? Third, what is the difference between simple tissue and complex tissue? Fourth, what is the difference between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue? And the last question is, explain the types of meristems with diagram. Hope you understood this topic and you can answer all these questions. And still, if you have any problem, we can discuss all those problems. We can solve all those problems in the next class, continuing with the next topic, that is types of simple tissues.